Have you ever wondered why, with the same books, same teachers, and same time available to all the students, why only few of them are called as toppers who score a good rank, good percentage, and perform well in their academics? Let me explain you in this today's video what toppers have the secret behind it. Hello everyone, my name is Vedant and I welcome you all to my new YouTube channel. This is my second video in which we will discuss 5 techniques that the toppers use to top in their class and do well in their academics. So number 1 is active recall. What do you mean by active recall? See, whenever your brain reads any information, it's like a new Google map to it. Have you ever wondered that if you go in the streets finding on a Google map, it is first time you will see everything new. New shops, new people, new area, new streets, new lanes. And maybe while returning from that same route, you may have forgot many of them. But what if I tell you, if you go through that street each and every day, within few days, you will not need a Google map to wander from that streets. Secondly, you will start to remember each and every shop, each and every people, each and every lane within that area. Why it is so? Because your mind continuously sees it. But what toppers do different in that case? See, first, topper read any kind of information very deeply. They understand each and every meaning. Each and every sentence is being understood by them with intense emotions. But what they do after that is that they revise it again and again. After revising it again and again, reading it again and again, their memory is going to be sharp about that particular concept. Next time, you will require a less time than before to revise the concept. But is revision just enough for that? No. Toppers do rewrite it. What the next time when you study, what you have to do is read a concept very briefly, understand each and every word meaning, understand each and every concept. Make sure that you underline the keywords that represent the whole concept, and then you have to close your book. Then try to recall that concept. You should stand before a mirror and just like you have to explain it to yourself in a very simple manner and very simple words. When you understand the concept in a simple word, then you have to attach it with the kind of language used in the answer. See, in professional examination like CA examination, the language is very sophisticated legal English language. So you must be connecting that simple understanding into a standard keyframe, that is standard legal language. And then you have to take a rough paper or a rough book made for that particular subject and try to write that answer. First time, at some point you will forget the answer. But what you have to do, just open the book, see where you have stuck and come back. See, you have to not open the book again and again. It is only when you are stuck and you cannot find the answer till the very end. What you can do next is, now what you have written is a rough work, like everything the language is rough. This is the first time. But what you have to do is make sure that the answer to be written on a fair page in which you present it in a good way, like first the introduction of the answer, then necessary meanings and definitions. I recommend that must be at least one definition explaining the concept if available. Third, give explanation about the concept. Fourth, give sub-points that are pointers inside the explanation. And the last part is the most important part that the toppers do, is to write conclusion of their answers. The next thing and the next revision technique that the toppers follow is to forget intentionally. You have scored maybe 99 or 100 marks in mathematics in your past academic years. But if I told you to get at those papers, get those syllabus again, and try to solve such questions again, you may not solve it on your own directly at the first time. It is because you have forgotten the information intentionally because it is no more use of for you now. And now you are focusing on different things. So you must remember that you must try to forget things that are not necessary. And in case you are forgetting the things you have not studied so far, it is also applicable for today's studies. If you keep your studies and study session and revision session too long, so you may forget the information. According to the forgetting curve, you lose majority of information you read in just 20 minutes because it is the attention span of brain. So what you have to do, learn a concept throughout the day through different sessions. Like you do mathematics, it's the practical subject. Then you do theoretical subject, and after that, what you have to do at the end of the day, note down whatever you have learned today and revise it for yourself. You have to do it for first day, you have to do it for second day, you have to do it for third day, then seventh day, and then 15th day. And gradually your forgetting curve will decrease. The third technique that the toppers use is to go in a deep work state. What is deep work? See, you did all the hard work throughout the year. You learn all the concepts. You are everything good with the revisions, and now it is an exam time. Imagine it is your 10th board examination. How focused were you at that time? You took out all the required essentials like pencil, pen, scale, eraser, sharpener from the pouch. You are ready with them, aligning on your bench. You got the question paper, you got the answer sheet, you plot the margins and start writing the answer. This time you never see here and there, right or left. You just focus on your paper. And what happens that this is called a deep work state, where your mind is continuously focusing on writing answers, recalling it, giving the signals to our brain that please, this is my answer. I have remembered in that way and I have studied that answer on this place. So your brain grabs the information but also the information surrounded with it and takes that all information and helps you to remember. The same thing you have to do in your regular study revisions and study sessions. What you have to do is please silent your mobile phone for few times, keep it away, like lock it in a cupboard or give it to your parents, and then take all the required materials like required books, required stationery. Also keep a water bottle. Make sure that you go to washroom before your study session so that it can't be a disturbance between when you achieve a flow state. See, achievement of flow state or a deep work state is very difficult, but losing it is very quick. Once you lose it, it requires a lot of time to get back into that state. Okay, so what's the fourth technique that the toppers use? The fourth technique that the toppers use is whatever they have learned, they understand it in a story form. When you are deep work state, you must understand each and every word. In CA, there are most of the practical subjects and theoretical subjects, and I really like the CA syllabus because the theoretical subject is mostly case study based. You could establish the relationship between real human beings. Like this is a company, this is a fraudulent person, this is a fraudulent officer, and what connections are between them, what punishment should he get, what offense he has done. All such things you can make a story from them because whenever you learn it in a story form, when you write in an exam, you start with a story, then the story keeps on continuing. There is a no chance or a very less chance that you will forget the story. And as in a form of story, you will complete your answer and make sure that you learn that story in your mother tongue because mother tongue is the most productive language in which a student can remember a concept. Now the fifth technique, that is Feynman's technique. In this technique, it is a very popular technique by the way. In this technique, the student should have to learn a concept or a thing or a question. Then he had to explain it to someone else like he is a 5 or 10 years old kid. Because when you try to explain it to someone else, you make sure that it is clear to you and you try to explain it in a simpler way. So in that way, you have done your own revision, you have made sure that you are correct. Then you done one more revision by telling him, and when he asks any doubts, you have a one more direct, indirect revision. It means it is like a quiz for you. You give the information. He is like someone who provides quiz, throws question towards you. You answer them, and that's one more time when your revision is done. And hope you would have liked these 5 techniques and would apply it in your daily study. And do share your results with me, your experiences with me. I am also applying all this technique through past many years, 12 years of academic journey. I have scored 94.6% in my 10th standard on this great techniques, use of these great techniques. And in 12th standard also, when the theory subjects like OCM, ECO were great to learn, I also applied the same techniques in the chapters of OC like functions of management, social responsibility. You may know that there are lots of points under each of the functions. So how do I learn that in the same way? Let me give you an example of planning for it. In planning, there is so many points that planning helps for decision making, planning helps to set clear objective, planning provides path of action. So how do I remember it? So first, why you do planning? You have a certain goal and you have to achieve it. So planning helps to set clear objective. Once you have got the goal, that is this goal, so I must have a clear path to reach that goal. So planning provides path of action. When you walk through path of action in a very disciplined way, there is minimization of risks of losses to you. In such way, I have learned that concepts. I hope that you will apply this in your daily routine and share me with all the results. Also, if you want to recommend me as a new YouTuber, if you want to give me any feedback, I am ready to learn from it and ready to improve myself from it. Thank you.